Hello, welcome to this video. This is a follow-up to our video on space. So in this video, hopefully, let's get a game going. I'm going to show you, hopefully, how to use space in an actual over-the-board game. Okay, so we're playing against this guy. Let's try one e4. Let's firstly get into this game. We're in a theoretical line, I believe. I'm not sure. Okay, so let's game some space in the center, and let's see what happens now. We will, once we establish this pawn here on d5, I want to try and get another pawn up next to it. Let's defend e4, and I will castle. Castling is good. And eventually, I want to play the pawn up to e5. So now I will play this knight to d2. I'm looking to play pawn up to d3. I'm going to play this one. And my opponent's eventually going to move this knight back to e8, and he's going to play the pawn up to f5. So you can see here that we're clearly dealing with a space imbalance. I have space on the queen side, he has space on the king side. So let's move this knight to b3. We're looking to get in c5 now. He's trying to stop that, but I am going to insist. I'm going to play bishop e3. I'm going to focus my attention on, once you have a pawn established like this on d5, you want to often get a pawn up next to it. So I want to try and get in c5 now. I'm not so sure about this. Play bishop here. So let's see, how many attackers do I have on this guy? I've got 1, 2, 3 attackers. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders. I still need more pieces on this square. I'm going to develop my final piece. I have every piece working now. Can I tolerate that knight? I don't know. I really don't know if I can. If he plays queen here, then I'm just going to take it, I think. Yeah. I still want to get in c5. So he's throwing in the bishop immediately, so do I just want to take? If I take it, takes, this bishop comes to life, I play rook c1. I'm just going to go in for this. Rook to c1. Okay, so the idea of getting in the c5 advance is gone a little bit now, but maybe, just maybe, I will get to play. No, the knight's on e5. I can't play e5. If this queen moves, I will be able to play c5 and it'll be good. I'm being forced back a little bit here. Wait a second, I've got 1, 2, 3 pieces on it, and he's got 1, 2, 3 defending it. So I can get this in now. Let's play it. c5. Okay, so now hopefully the space advantage is going to work out for me. Right. Okay, so let's ruin his pawn structure. We have a space advantage, let's do something with it. Come on. I don't feel like there's much pressure here. There's no threat, is there? I don't think so. I can always play rook f2, knight f1 if I need to. Let's capture. Getting ready to swing my rook down, coming to c7. I would really like to get rid of... Can I play rook c7 right now? Let's try it. Hopefully I'm not hanging anything. I wasn't scared of this. This bishop isn't so. Well, this knight has to move before it's useful, but this knight has no good squares to move to. So this knight is central, but it's crap. Excuse me. Central, but rubbish. Oh, bishop a6 will be good. Controlling the c8 square. I don't want to give up control of this file, so now I'm threatening to take the rook. Oh no, first I threaten to play bishop a6, then to take the rook. So this is the kind of game I want to be playing here because I have a space advantage on the queen side, so I want to direct my play over here, whereas my opponent has a space advantage on the king side. So this is why he wants to play here, but it really amounts to nothing. So let's play bishop a6. And now I just simply want to move my rook to the side. No, I can't really play that right now. Then how can I organize my pieces better? Okay, let's just threaten to take a bishop. Let's play king h1. Simple threats. How will he answer? Let's threaten this. Rook. This bishop's only defended by the knight. Is there a way to take advantage of that? Not really. I imagine we're just going to have rook here. And maybe now I can get a passed pawn. Maybe. This is what I would like. Yeah, I want a passed pawn. Okay, and now I'm pushing this passed pawn. Let's go. It's a connected passed pawn, so I can play b5 and make sure it's secure. I've got to look out for the times now. The times are going to get very important. This knight is actually starting to influence the position a little bit, which is a tad annoying. I can't play knight to d4, I don't think. Knight d4, maybe I can, but it looks a little bit risky. What do I want to put pressure on? I want to put pressure on this pawn on d6. Pawn on d6 need to be pressured. And how do we apply pressure to it? Let's get rid of this knight. It needs to go. If I get rid of this knight, then I want to cement my knight on d5. Once we trade off. This will be an imbalance we're going to be looking at in the future. I'm hitting f7. This will be the knight versus bishop imbalance. This is one that will be very important to master. How do we get to this square? We will go like this. Oh no, going like this will mean that I kind of give it up. I have so little time now, this is coming down to just a time. Let's put my rook on this square, rook. How else can I get to this square? It's hard for me to think. about how this is going to work. Let's get out of the pin. Okay, now we're hitting two pieces. This looks very nice. I have 2 seconds left. Oh, I had to block. Okay. So this was a time scramble that I failed to convert here. But it's very clear that I'm a lot better in this final position. Let's see what happened in this game, and let's talk about how space impacted it. My opponent says a good game, and it was. Alright, so we started off with this setup, and I decided to show off how space can affect a position. So once I played d5, it's clear that I'm going to be playing on the queen side and he's going to be playing on the king side. And that's pretty much what happened in this game. So when you have a space advantage, you want to try and increase your space advantage. So that's why I played c4, intending to play the pawn up to c5 now. So once you have some imbalance, you want to try and improve it in your favor. And with space, that means gaining more space and trying to avoid exchanges as you go up the position. Right, so let's see. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, so I castle into his side where he has a space advantage. This is just to say that maybe, yeah. So the point is that his attack has to be faster than my attack for him to succeed. So this is the game we're playing now. I'm trying to play on the queen side, and he's going to be trying to attack my king. This is turning into the King's Indian defense, really. I think we might have transposed at some point. And my goal is going to be to get in c5. So here, the way that I want to push this pawn forwards, I don't want to do it immediately because he can just take it and hold on to the pawn. But I want to do it in a way that allows me to keep control of the squares around where my space advantage is. So I want to control as many of these squares as possible. So that's why I want to play the pawn up here, then the pawn up here, and I use my knight to also help get this pawn going. So this explains my setup here. This is why I played b4 to help get in c5 and also give my knight a space here. So after a few more moves, I think this move is trying to slow down my attack. This move here is making way for my bishop to come to e3, and from e3, the reason why it's on e3 is again to get in the c5 move. Pretty much every move I'm trying to do is influencing my control of c5. Here we go. And then at this point, I have 1, 2, 3 attackers on this square, and he has 1, 2. He has 1, 2. Oop! Oh dear! Whoops! I've messed up this position. There we go. Whoops! I seem to have messed up. Oh dear! So he has 4 defenders on the square, and I have 3 attackers, which means these 3 attackers are this pawn on b4, knight on it, b3, oh dear, this bishop on e3. So with this, it's clear that I'm not going to be able to play c5 immediately. Instead, I opt to play this knight here to d2, this rook onto c1 to try and get it in. And eventually we find that we found in this particular game that my breakthrough was successful, but I lost on time, so which is a bit of a shame. Anyway, it was a fun game, and I hope you learned how to use your space advantage. Thank you very much for watching.